Hey, what's up guys? Subtonic here and welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you guys a full review of the latest microphone that I've added to my locker, the Royer R121. This is different from every other mic in my locker because this is a ribbon. Ribbon microphones tend to have a very different sound and sonic texture compared to your popular condenser and dynamic microphones. So this is adding something to my locker that I previously did not have. I'm really excited to let you guys listen to the sound examples I have provided for you. I'm gonna keep the talking to a minimum and I'll share my thoughts and opinions of this mic at the end of the video. So let's get into it.
Got nothing to explain. Fell in love on the mountain range. Something so simple fills us up in simple ways. Territory wasn't far from you. I saw you coming in my prairie view. Something suspicious, a wolf in fields I've always knew. Those eyes were so vicious, a glossy glow and a bloodshot hue. Oh, my love, all my to you and yours. Late night house kept me up at night. Always heard the bark but never felt the bite. Living so treacherous, trying to keep the wrong things right. Make it seem effortless, saying your hows are justified. Oh, my love, oh, my love, to you and yours. Oh, my love. Oh, my love, to you and yours.
Next, we have acoustic guitar. I do want to point out that while the Neumann TLM-103 is also in this clip, this is not meant to be a direct shootout between the 103 and the R121. This is just simply what does the ribbon microphone sound have to offer compared to the more familiar condenser microphone sound that we're used to. Before we get to the electric guitar examples, I do want to give a big shout out to Ron Jinks, the owner of Old School Amps. He makes amazing high quality guitar amps, and you're going to be listening to his model, the Rocketeer, today. So if you like what you hear and you need a new guitar amp, definitely hit him up. I'll leave a link to his website in the description down below. It's insane just how well this mic takes EQ. I've watched a lot of videos in the past that always said that ribbons take EQ extremely well and a lot better than condensers and dynamic microphones. And I'll be honest, for a while I didn't really believe those statements that much. But now that I have a ribbon, I 100% believe it. I'm able to add a 12 dB boost with a high shelf at 1.8K and then add an additional 20 dB at 32K with the Avalon 737 EQ to add a lot of top end brightness and air to the recording. And by essentially adding a 32 dB boost in the high end, the recording didn't fall apart. There was no harshness, artifacts, or distortion added into the recording by doing this big of a boost with EQ. So I am now a firm believer that ribbons do in fact handle EQ better than condensers and dynamics. So final thoughts about the Royer R121. If you're working with guitar amps, real instruments, or you tend to work with a lot of acoustic singer-songwriter types of artists, honestly, this is an amazing microphone to have in your locker. It offers a very full sound. It's very smooth. It's very natural. And it's also very accurate. What you put into this microphone is exactly what you're going to get back. Hayes and I, when we were listening back to his recording, the first thing he said as soon as he heard his voice was that this was the first time he had ever recorded on a microphone, and the recording he's hearing back sounds exactly like what he sounds like in real life with no coloration at all. That's really amazing to hear, considering this is my first time ever putting the R121 on a singer-songwriter type of vocal. And an extra point, a really cool feature about this mic is that the back side of it is actually a little bit brighter than the front side. And for his vocal, I used the back side of this microphone to add a little bit of brightness, a little bit more presence, so that it can cut through the guitar a little better come mix time. So it's like I pre-mixed at the recording stage by using the darker side for the guitar and the brighter side for his vocal. I think that's a really cool feature that Royer has for the R121. When it comes to acoustic guitar, Royer says on their website that a really good practice is to cut the low end with a high pass filter at about 100 hertz just to avoid excessive boominess from the guitar. And boy, did I need it, because when I put this mic about a foot and a half away from Hayes' guitar, it definitely sounded very boomy. So putting that 100 hertz high pass filter cleaned up that low end, but still kept the guitar sounding really full and nice and natural. When we listen to Ethan's acoustic guitar playing, this mic is definitely the preferred choice, simply because the guitar he's using just naturally sounds very bright. And in an acoustic kind of setting, the last thing you want is a really harsh sounding acoustic guitar. And I feel like with the 103, or really just condenser mics in general, for the guitar he was playing and the way that he was playing, that extra brightness and crispiness that was there during his playing, that extra attack that you can hear from the pick, could get very harsh very quickly in an acoustic setting. And the top end of the R121 just smoothed that out really nicely, where I feel like on a condenser microphone, when I'm mixing the guitar, I would probably have to spend a lot of time trying to fight that harshness that's coming from the guitar. And lastly, electric guitar. Honestly, this is probably the number one reason why engineers reach for an R121 in the first place. It sounds full, it's not harsh, and there's a reason why the R121 is typically regarded as an industry standard for guitar amps. So, final verdict, this is a top tier microphone for me, and I highly recommend you have at least one of these in your mic locker. And if you're a home studio owner like me and you don't have a big locker, I think the R121 can serve you well as your all-purpose ribbon mic. That's it for this video. Leave some comments down below and let me know what you think about the sound of the Royer R121. Big thanks to my friends Hayes and Ethan for being a part of this video. Big thanks to Ron with Old School Amps for letting us use this amp for this video. And I will see y'all in the next one.